Okay, we're next. My name's Simon, and I want to present to you our project, CHERRIO. It's a blockchain solution for all charitable and humanitarian organizations. And our SDG number was actually 18. It was a SDG that we created. It was focused on charities and humanitarian aid. So charities and humanitarian aid organizations are at the forefront of helping those who have been forgotten by the world. They have an immense impact on the lives of the most vulnerable people, animals, and environments. However, they have difficulties in adapting to the new world. They have difficulties in raising funds and activating people and spreading the word. This lack of know-how is leaving donations on the table and thus hurting the ones who need help the most. With CHERRIO, we aim to put something new in the way charitable, humanitarian, and socially responsible organizations operate. It's a project focusing on transparency, fraud prevention, and fundraising through cryptocurrencies as the top priorities, followed by enabling donors to confirm fund allocation, and finally, utilizing a reward system for all active project stakeholders. So our goals in the 48 available hours were to integrate the smart contract to establish the complete donation process and develop the emergency pool that collects unused funds from campaigns for immediate help and relief for in case of disasters. Then the second goal was to improve the MVP of our idea with a new concept called proof of charity. So for the first goal, to elaborate, the integration of smart contracts. We wanted to use the power of smart contracts to store the value of the hard cap of a charitable campaign that an organization creates on our platform. We wanted to increase the decision power of donors with rights to vote, and we wanted to automate the releases of funds in milestones. So each campaign has its own smart contract that stores the max hard cap of the campaign. This is automatically created after an organization submits a campaign on our platform. Once a campaign reaches its hard cap that it gathers in either Ether or Bitcoin, the campaign is finished. And then the smart contract automatically releases 40% of the fundraised funds to the organization. The remaining 60% is released after a successful voting process by the donors. Donors that participated in the campaign get the right to vote after an organization provides documents to prove how the first 40% of the funds were spent. And the 60% of the funds are only released when half of all the donors from the campaign rate the documents as good. If the donors mark documents as bad, funds go directly to our emergency pool wallet, where they will be used to help in natural disasters and other humanitarian crises. The second goal of this hackathon was to improve the MVP. So we wanted to use the process of gamification to engage all the people who donate, as well as volunteers who want to help others in need. We call this rewarding mechanism proof of charity, a driving force behind our community and a feature that fundamentally challenges the current operational structure of charitable organization. Now, proof of charity utilizes online social networking activities that are fundamental to building a presence online and reaching out to new people. It's a new way of reaching out to society and asking for help, as it leverages the power of community to expand itself. It has the potential to drastically reduce or maybe even completely remove costs that can result in getting more funds to the people who need them most, as this process eliminates the need for any marketing costs. Now, each activity that does something positive for the CHERRIO community or charity is rewarded with points. So either a Twitter mention of our platform or of a campaign, or a Twitter or Facebook unique click to a campaign, or even a Twitter follow, or for example, a donation to an active campaign on our platform. And users gather these points, and these points will once in the future be able to convert to our CHR token. So for the future goals for the smart contracts, what we want to establish beyond this, as we reach all the goals that we set out for this hackathon, is we want to add full support of smart contracts in all the processes. So this means in activation of campaign, in refunding donors, in creating thematic emergency pools, and in locking of tokens for organizations and users to use more features on the platform. We also want to enable users to swap points received from proof of charity for tokens. Future goals in terms of the platform We want to release the first MVP to actually publicly launch it and to start live campaigns. We also want to add more proof of charity activities and extend the logic of this proof of charities. We're also looking to expand. We're looking for advisors in charity and blockchain field. We're also looking to cooperate with more organizations that can provide us with charitable campaigns. In conclusion, charity in today's world is not an option, but rather an unavoidable necessity. Governments not only recognize that charitable giving as a means to help society's most vulnerable members, as well as to protect the environment and provide help when disaster strikes, but they also rely on it since they themselves are not always willing or capable of helping those in need. So organizations are already doing a remarkable job. However, we want them to be even more efficient and effective with their help. Organizations are spread throughout the world, connecting and organizing people, providing a crucial part in the engine that drives our planet towards a brighter future. But like all good things, they have their own problems, with people's distrust and concerns about efficiency. And that's why we developed CHERRIO. It's now our turn to help charities go one step further. At this stage, we also want to point out that we have a white paper that we can share with you guys. And we also want to thank the organizers of the hackathon as well as Nordum. So thank you guys.
Thank you.